Hey everyone, and welcome to the Daily Word. Really glad that you've joined me, and we're going to go into First Chronicles for our Daily Word today, and into chapter 21, verse 24. We read there, "But King David replied to Araunah, 'No, I insist on buying it for the full price. I will not take what is yours and give it to the Lord. I will not present burnt offerings that have cost me nothing.'" Now, as we read, what's happening here is that there's been a plague upon the people because of David's sin. God instructed him to trust in him, to trust in the Lord, and not in the greatness of his army. And so David is especially interested to know who are the fighters, what is the size of this army, and he is allowing his trust to rest in that army rather than the Lord. This is a sin that the Lord has instructed him directly about. And the place where the Lord relents is there at the threshing floor of Araunah. And that is threshing floor. That is where the wheat would be separated, the grain would be separated from the husk. And so the Lord relents, says that's enough, tells the angel of the wrath of God to cease. It's right at that spot where God gives mercy. And so God instructs David to build an altar there, to build an altar at this place of mercy. It's really interesting because he then insists on paying for it. Araunah is like, I will give it to you. I'm happy to just let you have this. And he says, no, I'm not gonna offer a sacrifice to the Lord that didn't cost me anything. This is an expression of his love for God. And then this is going to become the site of the construction of the temple. This is where people would come to seek the Lord's presence. It would essentially be the epicenter of the presence of God and in the midst of the people. This would be the Lord's house where people would come to seek His mercy, to worship Him. And that's very interesting too. But even more interesting than that is the fact that Jesus Christ declared Himself to be the true temple. He said, tear this temple down and that God will rebuild it in 3 days. He'll rebuild it in 3 days. And He wasn't talking about a physical temple then. He was talking about His body, that this was a reference directly to His resurrection. And he is declaring there that He, in fact, is the true temple. Now, let's draw some of these strands together here, because if the temple is built on this place where God had mercy, and this becomes a very real symbolic location, right? That this is the place of God's mercy, that the house of the Lord where people would seek Him was at this place of mercy. Consider then in that light what it means that Jesus is the true temple. That in fact it is in Jesus where we've seen the ultimate site of God's mercy. That is on the cross of Jesus Christ. And think about this too now. David insisted on buying this site where the temple would be built. He said he wouldn't give a sacrifice that he had paid nothing for. But consider the fact that Jesus, our great high priest, the one who is priest and prophet and king, the one who is our high priest is also our sacrifice. That in fact, the sacrifice for our mercy, that it was given by Jesus. The cost was paid completely by Him. There is there a sacrifice for which we paid nothing. Jesus paid it all. And therefore it is the ultimate site of God's mercy. It is there in Jesus. It is there on His cross. And so when we make our sacrifices, when we give to the ministry of Jesus, we do so knowing that it's not about us earning God's mercy. It's in honor of what He's given us, just as a completely free gift, that He has paid the ultimate price for us, that God's mercy would be upon us all. Thanks be to God. Amen. Amen. And friends, until we have a chance to speak again, I pray that God would bless you and that He would keep you. Amen.